Previously on Ratarossa, I bought a Frankenstein Ferrari 360 Challenge Stradale, fully rebuilt the exterior with some subtle modifications, sourced and completely retrimmed a full factory spec interior, then travelled across Europe to be ripped off by a dodgy dealer in Prague and figured out some final problems. Now there's a few little jobs needed to finish the build and some very cool, exciting announcements to make. But first, I've got a major dilemma on my hands. One of these two has to go, and I'm really struggling with making the right decision. My heart tells me to keep this black 360 that I built over 12 years ago. And then my sensible head says, don't be silly, Scott. Obviously, you're going to keep the silver car. It's a genuine CS, and, well, it's in a lot better condition. Simply put, I can't afford to keep both cars. I got to think of the future, finishing some of the projects that, let's face it, I haven't quite done, and look at other projects on the channel. And unless you guys want to buy 20,000 t-shirts or watch this video 30 million times, something's got to give. So I really need some help and advice from somebody who understands, someone who's been in a similar situation, someone who's built supercars like this. Well, not quite like this, not on this level, but who could that be? Who could give me that advice? Tricky one, tricky one, really don't know. So to help me out with my very difficult decision, which car to keep, which Stradale to sell, I got this guy.
What's up?
Well, back up a sec, let's make this a fair comparison. For the black Stradale, Freddy can drive the new car first, because I think he's going to have a little bit of a shock. So this car has just been put together, it's not quite finished. We haven't got the original Challenge Stradale TCU in here, so the gear changes are not as quick as the black car. I was going to say lightning quick, but no, Challenge Stradale has got lightning quick gear changes. But what do you think of this one so far, Freddie?
So this is quite possibly the nicest Ferrari I've ever driven. I like that you tell me now that the car is not quite finished. Did you like tighten the wheel nuts down and all that?
All right, so no TCU. We haven't done all the geometry and the alignment on it, but you know, I've tested it myself. It feels pretty good. We've got no aircon, so it's a little bit hot in here. Other than that, everything is done.
Okay, so it is a little bit quieter in here.
Yeah.
You know, but like, does it have valves that open up?
We have the valves. Now, the difference on this one is that the valves open up. You have to bring its neck a little bit to get the valves to open up, but when they do...
Okay, let's try that. Holy hell, man!
I was going to say, when they do, they sound good, right?
That sounds awesome! That sounds so good!
It's quite... Wow. We've just been over...
We just got passed by a Kia Soul. Yeah. Oh!
That's addictive.
That's so good. That's really, really good.
Wow, wow, wow.
Oh, yeah! So this is the 5-valve engine, the Cinque Valvoli. This is a continuation of the 355 engine.
And that's the difference that you're probably going to feel with the Scuderia. Yeah, it's got the same, essentially, same muffler on the back of this car as it does on the Scud.
But it sounds different.
Completely different. Yeah, so, what do you think? It's been put together nicely? You like this car?
This drives so well. Yeah. This drives really, really well. Everything is nicely appointed in here. It looks brand new. I'm scared of getting rock chips right now, but oh. Dude, that's like, I got goosebumps.
That is a great noise, isn't it? For me, this is just, there's not much I can do on this car. There's not much more content I can do on it. And it just doesn't have the same feel as the car that I put together 12 years ago. So
should we drive that car
I
back
think
to
we
back?
should go out in that car and give you a good flavor of both of them, and you can make that final decision as to which one.
Yeah. I mean, if it's anywhere near as good as this one, holy crap, man! That sounded amazing.
It's insane, isn't it? Insane.
It's so good.
Really, I mean, there is something I could do if we did decide this is the one to keep. I could remap this so those valves do open up earlier like they do on the black car.
You need to take off you need to just make them open all the time.
All the time. Well, I would, but my neighbours would probably have me
well, here's the thing.
off.
You get them a nice Christmas gift. You go, I'm sorry for the next year, okay? And then you do what you want. That's it.
Yeah, I think that's still not going to work. Anyway, we're going to jump in the black car, and Freddy is going to make the decision.
I'm so excited.
So, Freddy has driven both cars now. The obvious choice for most people would be to keep the silver genuine challenge Ferrari, but for me, there's so much history with this car. I have had so many life experiences with it. It's a real tough choice. So, Freddy, what do you think so far, mate? You've been driving this for a few miles. Is it an enjoyable car?
So let me tell you something about why I love cars. And it's because cars are a very human experience. The experiences that we have in cars, you have your first kiss, you take your kids back home when they're first born. There's a lot of things in cars that we associate with life. And this car has lived. This has experiences. Every little thing in here has been touched by you or other people, and it's just, you can tell that this is like, I mean, it's obviously looks lived in, you know?
It
like,
really does.
In a very literal sense. But what I love about this car in particular is that you can lean on it, you can put stuff on it. It looks great. I mean, it still has the exact same shape of a very cherry example with, you know, no miles on it. But this has miles, this has seen road use, track use, you know, it's been to different countries. It's seen lots of curbs, you know.
Yep.
It's a very daily drivable supercar, and this is a supercar.
And that's the point, is it has been used as a daily driver, miles plus miles, many, like I drive this car, and how many cars can you say that you have driven as a daily, that every single time you drive it, it puts a smile on your face?
So let me just give you an example. So we're gonna go over the fast lane here, we're gonna drop it down 2 gears. Let's do 3 gears. So that, I mean, come on, man, like, it's so good.
But that is an actual key point here as well, is that is actually very different to a normal standard Ferrari. This car has been remapped using base challenge Ferrari maps with a little bit extra, but also opening up the exhaust valves slightly earlier. And that is the experience it gives you. You do not get that, and I said it before, is that the first challenge Ferrari genuine challenge Ferrari I drove was the silver Ferrari.
Yeah.
And it was a disappointment. It was a letdown because I've been used to this so much. So, yeah, I think the other point really is that this car, yes, it looks like this, but put this back to something that looks very, very nice. You know, you've seen what we've done on the silver car. We've retrimmed it, and we can repaint it, and it's not a lot of money to do that.
You can, but
what would you do though? Yeah, if this was yours and you were in my position, you know, there's lots of options here. But the other thing to throw into the mix here is that I need to release some money from either this car or the other car in order to do a different build. Yeah. So one of them has to go. I can't keep them both.
Yeah. So the silver car obviously makes more sense money-wise.
Yeah.
But I think it makes more sense to sell that on to somebody that does care about, you know, the provenance, or that the car is so nice and it's sorted and stuff. This car, I don't think you can sell it to anybody else, but I don't think you need to sell this to anybody else, because it's your car. It's never, even if you sold it to somebody else, it's always going to be your car.
It's known for me, yeah, for sure.
So I mean, as much as I'd like to buy this actual car from you, it's I think you definitely need to keep this.
I think it would be a we're going to go left down this one. A lifelong regret if I did sell this car, because of this. And also you touched on something else, is that there is so much soul in this car from me building this into a challenge Ferrari. We are going to go south over that way.
This way?
Yeah. So much sold from me. Like, I've had mint Ferraris, like the last 355 that I sold in order to buy the BBI. You would think that I would have really regretted that because it was such a nice example. It was a 19,000 mile mint condition, probably one of the best 355s. But I did not regret it because there was none of me in that car. I could just go and replace it with another really nice, expensive 355. So,
I mean, there's a lot of you in this car, like literal DNA. If somebody wanted to frame you for murder, all they have to do is like take some of this off and...
M40 South we're here.
Okay.
He's right, there is my DNA.
Yeah.
Many people have complained about the steering wheel for a start. To cut to the chase, we keep this car, right?
Oh, did you say chase? Sorry, I heard chase and I did a thing, sorry.
I bet you can't wait to get your scooter in on the road.
Oh, yeah.
Driving this.
This is fun, man. This is a lot of fun.
Excellent. All right, well, thank you so much for your advice on this one.
Are you sure you don't want to sell me this car?
I've got a absolutely really nice silver version of this. Yeah? You're welcome to buy my friend.
It's too nice.
And it's left-hand drive.
It's too nice. It's too nice for me.
Cool. Okay, guys. You heard it from his mouth. This one stays.
Absolutely.
The silver one goes.
Does this not tell you how fast you're going? Oh no. Yeah. That's speeding. Whoops.
So while we messed around in the field taking pictures for our 2023 calendar, which will be available shortly, I came up with an action plan on how I was going to sell the silver Stradale. We're in a field, it's open, there's just a Lamborghini parked behind us, we just need to avoid that. But other than that,
That's fine, you can hear it.
we should have some fun, yeah?
Yeah.
See if my handbrake works, ready?
Oh no.
Not very well.
No. Oh. Alright, let's go before you break something.
Well, sure enough, not long after, we did actually break down and had to stop by a buddy, Matt Armstrong's place, to borrow some essential tools to fix the CS. In return for this favour, we then helped Matt resolve the problem on his newly acquired Lambo with some advice from Freddy that the engine goes in the space at the back. So Freddy has made the decision for me and the silver car is going to go, the black one's going to stay, but the question is, how much is one of these worth nowadays? Unsurprisingly, the Challenge Stradale has become very collectible. They're a cult classic amongst the Ferrari elite. All the big collectors with the top 5, 288 GTO, F40, F50, Enzo, LaFerrari, they all have a Challenge Stradale amongst their collection. And because of that, the price of Challenge Stradales has really risen since I last looked. Not only that, the price of a normal 360 and Spider has also been on the up. So let's head inside and have a look at the market. Let's start here in the UK at Amari Cars. This was an interesting colour Stradale. It featured on my mate Sam from Seen Through Glass on his channel. He took this one for a drive not long ago. It's sold now, but that was £199,000 it was up for. This Stradale is probably one of the most popular spec'd cars. The Rosso Corsa, factory stripe, Alcantara interior, yellow calipers. It's got 19,500 kilometers on it. It's 2003 model, and it is the equivalent of £215,000. If we go through this popular car sales site in Europe, you can see some of these prices: 350,000 euros, 41,000 kilometer car, so it's not even a low mileage Stradale. That is a manual 360 there, 330, 315, 300 here, 275, 255, 299, 209, 205 being the cheapest Stradale in Europe at the moment. And then you've got 360s, normal ones, 202, 185, 159. These really are now going up in value. But then take a look at this one. This is a non-stripe Rosso Scuderia with Alcantara interior, low mileage, just 4,420 miles. And that is the reason this one is commanding $395,000 pretty much, and that's come down. Last week I think that was $399,000, and that is £350,000. Wow. So where does that position our silver Challenge Stradale here? Well, it's a left-hand drive car, and it's also still a German registered car, so that appeals to a much bigger audience. We've got the whole of Europe, we've got US, we've got Canada and other areas. Now the cheapest Stradale currently for sale in Europe is €205,000, and you saw the prices of the other cars, the Moderners and Spiders. They are not that far behind for a good example. So I think realistically this should be somewhere in between, and well, it's going to be a very, very nice car for that kind of money. So we have a few more little jobs to finish off on this one. That's all going to be taken care of in the final video on this. So let's see in the meantime how we get on. Maybe in the next video we might have sold the car. Fingers crossed. Now guys, I have had an absolute blast with this guy for the last few days. If you guys want to see us have a bit of a build-off on something very special, I'm going to give you guys a clue. That's all you're going to see. If you think we should do that, right? One over his side of the pond, one over here, completely kind of different ideas, little concepts there. Do you think we should do that? We want some good comments down there.
And if you're not subscribed, which I know probably half of you are not, definitely subscribe to the channel because there is a lot of good content coming up soon.
There's going to be some very cool content coming up. Potentially, if you guys want to see it. Well guys, there you go. Freddy very kindly has helped me make that tough decision. This is the one, unfortunately, that is going to go. So I'm going to say a massive thank you for helping me on that one.
Thank you for having me. Also, I may have changed my mind. Maybe we should just sell both of them to me.
Yeah.
You know?
Get that check out.
I can, do you accept kidneys?
Yeah.
You guys need those here, right?
Yeah, I can sell one of those. Probably a lot easier than I can sell both Ferraris. So. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget you can check out what I get up to on a daily basis over on my socials. You can also check out his channel, which is probably one of the best YouTube channels on the planet.
It's not.
That's the link to his. I'll put them in the description below. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you all very soon in the next one.
Bye bye
now.
People behind us are just gonna be like so fucking pissed. This asshole, this Ferrari,
Motherfucker thinks he owns the road.
this maniac thinks he owns the road. As a matter of fact, I do.
You not know who I am. This is a Ferrari.
One you can afford, Carl.
So Freddy has now just changed his mind. He's going to sell his 430 Scuderia and get us rid of it.
I could just buy this.
You could, dude.
And I can sell something else that I don't care about.
Yeah. Hey, I'll be interested to see, now you've like really experienced that noise, how good the aftermarket exhaust you've got on the Scuderia will sound.
It's going to be louder than this.
Yeah.
Because we like things loud in America.
Of course. That's pretty loud though.
Yeah, but you can still like think and have a conversation and hear yourself. Well, I mean, it's gonna be real loud. It's gonna be louder than that.